Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. It is Sunday the 9th of March 2025 and I'm back at the Bath West Showground for the giant toy fair. It's a really nice sunny day actually for once, which makes quite a big difference. I'm here early as well. I'm here for the early bird. Normal entry is at 10:30. I'm actually here just after 9 o'clock because I want to get in early and have a quick look around before everyone else arrives. I don't have anything that I particularly need today. I'm just going to go for a hunt and see what I can find. So let's go on in and see what we can see. Right, I am back in the car. That was a really good toy fair. I wasn't expecting to buy much, but I've actually come back with a whole bag full of pieces. And I also need to say a massive thank you to both Daz and John, who stopped me with some Miles Mayhems, which I will be showing you in a bit. But yeah, really good fair. Lots of good things to be seen. Lots of oddities and pieces that I've never seen before. And as I say, a whole load of stuff to add to the collection. So let's head on back to toy-polloi and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so I'm now back at toy-polloi. Let's take a quick look at some of the things that I managed to pick up. The first were actually these three vintage Star Wars figures. These are all Return of the Jedi era Star Wars figures, and they are all complete with all of their accessories. This was on a stall that I don't often take a look at because it doesn't sell the sort of stuff that I collect, but today he had a box that had come from a house clearance which was full of Star Wars pieces. I actually got to it a bit late because other people had sort of been picking through it, but these three figures were still there, so I grabbed them, and these were £10 each, which I think is a pretty good price for vintage Star Wars figures, especially with all of their accessories. So we got a Klaatu here. This is the Klaatu with the slightly more sort of furry skirts there, but he does come with his weapon. Then we have Bib Fortuna, and he comes with his little staff. He's also got his cape and the sort of under shield thing that goes on his chest. Again, very nice condition, just needs a little bit of a clean. And then finally we have Logray, which is one of the sort of the easier to get Ewoks, I would say, but he does have all three pieces of his accessories. I don't actually need any of these figures for my collection, but at that price I couldn't leave them behind, and I'm going to be heading off to Japan later in the year, and I thought that it'd be nice to take over there because I have a friend who collects Star Wars figures, and they're not so easy to get in Japan, so these will end up being a gift for him. But yeah, some really nice figures and a great price. Next up we have this, which is the broken remains of a vintage Transformers G1 Megatron. The stall had a whole load of sort of 80s bits, and all really good prices, lots of mask stuff as well, but unfortunately no Miles Mayhems. But I saw this and it was on sale for £15. I actually offered them 10 and they said that was fine. So it's the remains of a busted Megatron, which seems a strange thing to buy, but I really do like fixing up Transformers. In fact, I've got a new series on my Patreon page called On the Cutting Mat Transformers Junkyard, where I repair busted Transformers, and this will be ideal for little projects. It's missing one arm, it's also missing the gun barrel there, but the rest of it is in remarkably good condition. I think I have an arm that I can use to replace that with. It doesn't look like this has been played with a huge amount. It's got a lot of wear on the top, but the legs on it are in really lovely condition. No stickers have ever been applied to it, so these are almost sort of pristine. So yeah, it's going to be a useful figure for parts. It may not look like much at the moment, but this is very useful, and for £10 I couldn't leave it behind. My next little purchase came from Julian at Final Frontier Toys. He's often got Smurfs on his stall, and I'm not really a Smurf collector, but there's a few that I want to get that I had as a child, and this was one of those. I remember having the Smurf, but I don't remember having the skateboard. I think that got lost like really soon after me getting it, so I've always wanted to get it again with the skateboard. He had this for £10. So this is a boxed Smurf, although it says Super Schlumpf on the front because this is a German box, and if we open it up, I think the figure was in really sort of almost mint condition inside it. So let's open it up. So he comes with this skateboard, which is a leaf. Yeah, and that's the bit that I'd lost as a child. I had a skateboard with him, but I don't know what toy it came from. It certainly wasn't from this. He's got a couple of holes on his feet there, and those should click onto that. So yeah, it's just a little Smurf that I wanted to get back in my collection. Needs a little bit of a clean, but otherwise he's in really very nice condition. Actually, that's just coming off with a little bit of a rub there. So yeah, a really nice little addition to my collection of Smurfs. As I say, I'm not really collecting them, but it's just these few ones that I wanted to get to sort of remind me of my childhood, and that certainly scratches that itch. Next up we have this, which is a Ringle Run, and I picked this up from Jurassic Coast Collectibles. In fact, I think the last few toy fairs I've been to, I've bought an Advanced Dungeons and Dragons figure from them because they always seem to have them on their stall. So yeah, it's Ringle Run. He's in really pretty nice condition. He's got a sword with him. That's not his correct weapon. I don't even know what sort of toy that came from. It possibly is a Playmobil because it's not an Advanced Dungeons and Dragons toy sword. He should come with a staff, but that is always missing. In fact, I'm thinking about doing a video about showing how to to make the staff. So if you want to see that, then leave a comment below. But yeah, for a £5, I couldn't leave this one behind. And the thing I like about Jurassic Coast Collectibles is they have this loyalty card. Every time you buy from them, they put a stamp on the back of it, and if you collect 6 stamps, you get 10% off. So next time I'm due to get my 6th stamp if I buy something. So hopefully they'll have some good bits, but their stall is always packed with good 80s and 90s collectibles, so I will certainly be going back there again. Now we have a couple of Miles Mayhem related things, because John stopped me on the way round to give me 2 Miles Mayhem figures for the Mile of Mayhem project. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to show you the trailer now, but head on over to my second channel, toy-polloi 2, and you'll find out.
Personnel selected: Dave, toy restoration expert and YouTuber. Channel codename, toy-polloi 2. Your mission: to collect 21,905 Miles Mayhem figures. Line them up head to toe, creating a Mile of Mayhem.
So there you go, that is the idea. I've got to collect 21,905 of these things to create a Mile of Mayhem. So thanks to John, I've got 2 more. Although I have to say, this one isn't Miles Mayhem. I did point that out to John. He is a little imposter. This is Maximus Mayhem. He has an eye patch on him, so unfortunately he won't go in the collection, but this Miles will. So that's one more mile towards the Mile of Mayhem. I also need to say thank you to Daz, who stopped me to have a chat, and then later on popped over to give me this, which he'd picked up while he was there, which is an issue of the Mask comic. This is issue number 35, but on the front of it there are 2 Miles Mayhems, and he thought it was quite funny. So thank you to him for very kindly grabbing this. It's really nice, and I will have a read of it later. I haven't read many of these comics, but they're always good fun. So there we go, that is it for my toy fair hunt today. Got some good pieces, not a huge amount, but they're all really nice pieces, and it looks like, according to the little leaflet I picked up, the next toy fair is Sunday the 18th of May 2025. These are all Bulldog fairs, so if you want to find out more about their fairs, head to www.bulldogfairs.com. I will put a link to that in the description. But it's a fair that I always like going to. There's lots of stuff to see, and there's always loads of good stalls full of sort of vintage 70s, 80s and 90s toys. There's also a lot of die cast and trains, but for me it's the sort of 70s, 80s and 90s plastic toys that always catch my eye. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it and want to help me out here at toy-polloi, then why not think about becoming a patron of the channel. You get early access to all of my restoration videos, plus access to an exclusive video series called On the Cutting Mat, where you'll see projects and restorations that you won't see anywhere else. So have a think about that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Toy-Polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.